Hello, my name is Christopher Darby, and today I will be submitting my program development video assignment. I chose, for my topic, I chose LGBTQ mental health and adolescence and starting a nonprofit that would raise money to fund local agencies, local mental health agencies, schools that support this issue. And I chose this topic because as a teenager and during my formative adolescent years, these are personal things I struggled with. I believe that we all are in a searching time period during our teenage years. However, I feel that it can be extremely confusing and extremely toxic if you are a member of the LGBTQ community and you don't have an outlet because you don't feel comfortable. I think during your formative years, that can really have a toll on you as an adult. Because as we all know, as we learned in our social work program, teenage years are the formative years as we transition to an adult. So it's important that we push for mental health, not only in teenagers, but especially highlight LGBTQ plus teenagers, just all the things they're at risk for, higher than, the average teenager who is heterosexual. So that's why I chose this topic. As someone who's lived through it and someone who has experienced it, I feel like it's an important topic that a lot of people don't realize the impact of unless you're there and unless you experience it. There are many programs that cater to this. However, I feel we need to expand resources and raise awareness now that we have reached a place in society where teenagers are significantly more open. I do feel like many of us in today's generation have made strides, and we're seeing a growing increase of the LGBTQ community. Whether that be in people have family members, more family members, people have friends. We see more representation in TV shows. It's just becoming more familiar with society because a variety of different people are coming out and sharing their story. And these are people's friends, their coworkers, their cousins, their parents, it can be anyone that they know and love. And I think that trend is growing, even though we have a lot of work to do. And yeah, I just feel like teenagers now are a little more comfortable with it. We have a long way to go, but I do feel like the adolescence population is making strides in having conversations and feeling safe with certain people. I feel like there are more safety areas for these kids to go to of people that accept the LGBTQ community versus 20, 30, 40 years ago, many kids may have felt like they didn't have that opportunity. And this is to help defeat the stigma, like I said, that LGBTQ plus individuals are often labeled in a negative light. Like I said, we have improved a lot in society, but we have a long way to go. There are so many ideas of us in the LGBTQ community that think that we are, just trying to teach kids certain things, trying to paint the world in a negative way, rubbing it in people's faces. There is still a whole lot of homophobia out there that we are slowly but surely tackling, but it is a beast in itself that we're going to have to work hard and overcome. And for my nonprofit organization, I believe that organizing events throughout the year would raise funds that go directly to LGBTQ mental health organizations, and schools that target the issue would be beneficial to the cause. I really like the idea of walks. In my social work program, we do a suicide prevention walk, and it allows people to gather and think about how we can help the cause. And there are tents with different companies and different agencies that, there's resources. There is a sense of community of people that have gone through the same thing. And I really liked the campus walk that we did the last 2 years, because I felt like it brought people together in a happy way, but also for a good cause where everyone is supported. So with my nonprofit organization, I would love to, find a local track, a local football field, and kind of build on that idea. Invite, gay friendly agencies and companies to come and, provide resources, provide, you know, anything we may need, from water to pamphlets to, therapy services, everything like that. I really think that that is beneficial, and it's somewhere that people can go and feel safe. And that is the big thing with the LGBTQ community, is going to events that people feel safe. So I like the ideas of walks. However, there could be a $10-15 fee to walk in the walk, and that would include everything for the walk, and that money could go toward, if we get enough people and raise awareness, that would bring in money that we could then dump into agencies that support LGBTQ therapy. We could dump it into programs for LGBTQ plus people. There is really a wide option of different things that we could, put that money into, but it would be something related to the mental health of teenagers in the gay community. I think that would be great. Whether that be a club, a school, a therapist, or a therapy agency that supports gay teenagers. I think that'd be great. And by promoting the event, of course, we could use social media. I think flyers in a high school would be helpful. It allows the population that we want affected to see the flyer and know that they are welcome to our event. Definitely mental health agencies. Word of mouth, I think, is, especially in a smaller community like ours in Florence, just telling people about the event is beneficial. We could hang up posters throughout the community and just say this, these walks or these dates, and we would love to have you, and this is a safe space for you to come and walk with us, as we have guest speakers, as we have mental health, agencies come. A lot of people in the LGBTQ community will be there. It's a place where we can all be together and walk together and show support for one another while advocating for a good cause. I think motivational speakers would be a great thing to have at these walks. It could be someone who, has a past with depression and anxiety related to being LGBTQ and now has overcame it. It can be a therapist. It can be a leader. It can be an influencer in the LGBT community, and someone that has a story that can really nail in the effects of why we're doing what we're doing. We could have guests at the event voluntarily share their story. If someone feels comfortable going on stage at the walk and sharing their experience, that would be beneficial to getting the message out of what we need. And as the supervisor, I would hire, a photographer at the event to catch moments and put on the website. And that way, each event that our agency has, we will have photo evidence of the events, which I think will lure more people in, which will lure more support in, and lure more money in for us to give to these agencies and, clubs that want to help. So, and as the supervisor, I would be in contact with the sponsors, donations. I would be over donations, and I would, be in charge of the paperwork for volunteers, for all the events that my agency plans to spread awareness. So, I would make sure I was in charge of all of that. However, if I do have help, you could assign each person on your team a different task, like one for volunteers, one for donations, but overall I would be the main leader in overseeing that information. The sponsors will be notified on all the information that I find out to, like approvals, costs, anything to ensure that they are informed in the process of the event. Basically, what this means, I would keep our team and our support group updated on how much money we raised, what guest speakers can come to the event, the ones that can't. I think that having maybe 1 or 2 meetings a week would be beneficial, whether that be on Zoom, whether that be in person. I think just speaking and having a group message to talk about anything that happens in the moment would be beneficial as well. Just communication. I think events like this, communication is important. The information will be communicated in writing, electronically, and orally, like I said, to ensure all parties are on the same page and aware of everything that needs to be done. So yeah. So overall, I think that my agency would be a great idea, because I think a lot of times we talk about mental health, but in order to fix mental health, we have to really narrow in on target groups, such as racial groups, religious groups, and the LGBT community. I think sometimes we have to be more blunt and forward in targeting specific groups in order to make a change. So I think that this walk, or the walks that my agency would host, everybody pays a fee, and the more people we get to come out, all of the money can be used to, some money can be put for us to use for the next event, and then a portion of it can go to agencies that advocate for this cause. So, and overall, I think that, like I said, as someone who's experienced it, your teenage years are your formative years, and it is hard for everyone to figure out who they are. But if you are a member of the LGBTQ community, it's almost damaging how much pressure you put on yourself, and you don't even know who you are yet, but you're putting pressure on yourself to be a certain way and to fit in because you have a scared secret that you don't want anyone to know. And I think that it is crucial to your mental health if you do not get help and feel supportive, or find a support group where you feel comfortable. Overall, that is my video presentation, and I am happy to have chosen this topic because it hits close to my heart. And yeah, thank you.